So I did a beauty pageant just yesterday and the day before. And um, yeah, it was really good. I had a lot of fun. I didn't do very well when it comes to winning anything because I didn't win anything. But I don't feel like I really tried hard enough, so I don't think I really deserved much. I had some really nice outfits, and I think I did really well on the outfits. But yeah, when it came to the outfits. I kind of mostly did all my prep work like years ago. And this year, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do it or not. And to win, you have to do like lots of charity work or raise money for charity, and do go to events with your sash. I know you received the sash a few weeks ago. And you have to also do a lot of socializing, sort of like mixing with people and talking online. And I don't know, and you have to put a lot of prep work in beforehand, and I didn't really do that. Plus, I know that I was a bit honest in my interview, and I was saying that I was just there for fun. And but yes, I like the fact though that I didn't get anywhere, but I didn't expect to get anywhere. I felt like last year I was a little bit. I tried harder, a lot harder last year, and I didn't get anywhere. And also, you need to get a sponsor as well. And I didn't. The idea of getting a sponsor, like finding someone to pay for me, pay £300 for me to do a beauty pageant. I feel like I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do that. So yeah. Anyway, it was a very good fun day. Although it was really strange how um during the middle of that, I sat next to this girl right at the beginning, and she stood up and was like, "Does anyone know about the Big Brother audition?" It turned out that there was a Big Brother audition on the same day in the same hotel. Um, uh, you could say it's a complete coincidence. Like I have been trying to get onto that show for 10 years, and it happens to be on the same day in the same pageant, in the same hotel. But again, it was actually done because of the pageant. E.g., they are looking for people. I don't think it was an open audition. It was just an agency audition. And I guess a lot of people that are in the pageant do have agents, or they're not like successful people, but they're people that do or are trying to get out there, but they're not actually famous or anything. They're not like supermodels or anything. They're just kind of beginner or personalities that don't really have proper agents, but rather have like kind of group agents and stuff. So yeah, if Big Brother are trying to find people that looking in pageants like this is probably it's probably a good idea. So on one hand, it's like, is this a coincidence? Or and on the other hand, it's like, because I've been trying to get on for so long, I think I'm Christ. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people know. I have no idea who knows, but I think there's loads. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the Big Brother team also know. The thing is, when I did this interview, no one like kind of told me, or I wasn't invited. I didn't get any emails about it. Um, and so yeah, on one hand I was like, yay, I get to audition, and on the other hand it was like, oh, but I wasn't invited, and no one really like sent me an email about it. And it almost feels like if I wasn't there, then I would have missed it. Hence, do they know that I'm Christ? And if they know that I'm Christ, then it should be more personal than just for me to just happen to be at the right place at the right time. But at the same time, it could be they could have been there. Small chance they could have been there just because they knew that I was in this, and they don't want me to audition through a different process. Why? Because I'll probably be giving out flyers about my belief in religion and stuff. But anyway, yeah. The thing is that it wasn't really, didn't actually feel like an audition. It just felt like it felt like a workshop where they're just kind of promoting Big Brother. Hey, here's a little group chat, have a talk. Oh, and by the way, audition afterwards. It kind of felt more like that. So it wasn't even like it didn't feel like a proper audition. It was just, we were sat in a room with 10 people that I wouldn't say they're boring, but yeah, there was definitely one of them that just talked and talked, and I swear I just drowned out or dazed out quite a few times in the middle of it. But yeah, some of the other ones were just, I don't know, just ordinary, normal people. I don't know. I'm not putting them down. I just that they didn't. If they were on Big Brother, I wouldn't actually be interested in watching the show. Um, but yeah, I think you need characters that just stand out as being interesting. And I didn't think maybe one of them was, but the thing is though, I don't think that I stood out as being interesting in this group. I know that I'm Christ, but I'm not going to be telling a group of strangers this. Why? Because if I say something like this, I don't want to be seen crazy. I'd want to give a big bunch of evidence as to why I believe what I believe. And the thing is, in 10 minutes, I don't think I'm going to be able to give that evidence. It's going to take hours to give that evidence, not 10 minutes. And also, I can't make the whole thing about me because it's a group chat and it's supposed to be about just getting lots of different people's opinions. We did talk about reincarnation, and I didn't mention who I was. I just said a singer. But yeah, I a lot of people didn't seem to really believe, and I couldn't really give much of my evidence because the majority of my evidence comes from me being Christ and me proving that I'm Christ, and well, Christ is supposed to die and rise again. So that's part of most of my evidence as to why I think I'm a Leah comes from my proof or evidence that I'm Christ. Hence, they're kind of linked together. But yeah, then there was a few other questions that they asked about. Do you think cheating is okay? I didn't actually get an answer into that one because my answer would be that it really depends on what kind of relationship you're in, how strong the relationship is. If you're in a relationship with someone and you feel like you're only in it because the other guy is kind of pushing it and forcing you to be in it, you don't really want to be in it. Maybe cheating is okay because you might actually find someone better and you might actually end up being happier with that person. It's not okay to lie, but at the same time, sometimes you could cheat once or twice and then feel like either that the current relationship isn't that good and you could be finding lots better and having a better life, or you could be actually regretting it and preferring the first partner and liking him even more. And so it's not necessarily right or wrong. It just depends on how strong the relationship is and if you've got kids and how long you've been together. And my sister technically cheated because there could be a second father, but at the same time, I think when she was seeing that first guy, I don't know how strong the relationship was. I wasn't really there, but it might have been. I mean, she doesn't really look right, and there are big age gaps, and even though they might, I don't know how strong they were in June or July, but no, in June time, May, June. But yeah, the child could be someone else's, but at the same time, that is probably cheating because I think they were together and she was telling everyone that it's only him, but at the same time they weren't living together and they're not really they weren't really suited for each other. That's so yeah, it's a very, there's no such thing as a yes or no answer. The problem is I couldn't really go into that big conversation because I just didn't. I wasn't bothered enough. I don't want to come off like know-it-all because other people's answers were stupid. It was just like yes or no. No, it's really wrong. Yes, it was really bland. There was like no detail in it or anything. And then there's another question about Chris Brown. Should his shows be cancelled? And yeah, I couldn't answer that question. Why? Because I see Chris Brown as being similar to the Christian God. The Christian God has terrible ways, terrible beliefs, terrible stories. But hey, if you want to book a concert ticket or book a ticket to go to see a church and listen to all this crap, and I don't agree with a lot of things that the preachers preach or the preachers do. I don't believe in that guys shouldn't marry other people, priests shouldn't marry other people, and also there's lots of child pornography. I don't agree with priests and stuff and some of the teachings that they have, but I'm not going to stop you from going to a priesting ceremony or whatever. And likewise, I don't really agree with Chris Brown's actions and his mistreatment of women and stuff like this, but at the same time, I'm not going to stop. I don't think his concerts should be stopped because at the end of the day, it's people's choice on who they want to listen to and what type. But yeah, I couldn't say that in a room full of probably mostly Christians. I don't think they're strong Christians, but they seem like quite argumentative people. So if I would have compared Chris Brown to the Christian God, I'm pretty sure there would have been some people that were like, really offended that their God has just been offended, but like that I've just offended their God or whatever because their God is like the Christian God or whatever. So they would like don't liken God to the Christian, to Chris Brown. It's like, yeah, I am. And then if I did do that, they'd probably be like, well, who are you? You're not God. And I'll be like, yeah, I am. So I didn't go there. But yes. I was far more interested in the Big Brother audition than I was in the pageant. Although the pageant was amazing at the end because I got to see all the dresses. The problem is the show was too fast paced for me. Like it was really good and that's how it should be, but it was so fast paced that I felt like I couldn't actually see the outfits. We were quickly running back to our changing room. Our changing room was quite far away. Had to take off the outfit, put back on the outfit, and put on the next outfit, and there's like corsets and and jewelry and just lots of stuff. By the time you'd finished, you have to quickly run down to the staircase. And okay, you can see some of the outfits when you're on the staircase, but you don't see the full picture of it. The girl who won was the girl who was the runner-up last year, and it was kind of obvious that she was going to win. You know, she had the socialite and stuff, and she looked good. But what I don't get is why she won. She won the whole thing. I get that. I understand that. You know, I saw it coming and knew it coming. But she won best dressed, the best evening gown, best fashion wear, and best swimwear. Now, I don't actually remember any of those things she wore. I remember the evening gown because she was in it when she won it. But I didn't really. It was okay. You know, it was okay. It was one of the probably the top 10. But I wouldn't have swapped my dress for her dress. So that means that I feel like my dress was better. And I think there was about 5 or 6 people that I probably would have swapped my dress for. So I think there was about 5 or 6 evening gowns that I preferred to hers. And I can't remember what her bikini was or her fashion wear. But the competition was really, really steep. And so it felt weird how she won all 3 of those, even though the competition was so steep that, you know, they probably could have spread out those other ones. I think they should have spread. I can't remember what they were. I can't remember what hers was. So maybe it was the best, but they were so close. Like that was good. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was amazing. And then to have the winner win all 3 of those, I felt like, and I'm sure the same thing happened last year. The person who won the main thing also won the best dresses and stuff. But anyway.